Hi, my name is Chloe Philippe and I'm the candidate that you sponsored for the Rotary Youth Leadership Award 2012. My first aim for the week was to meet new people and make new friends, and my second one was to become an effective leader and not sound too bossy when leading a group. With the help of the leaders and my fellow teammates, I believe that I've achieved my aims. I've put together this short presentation with a couple of photos from the week. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you again. So here are a few photos from the first evening when we did a team building game in which we had to get a marble into a small pot from the other side of the car park. On the second day we got to enjoy more team challenges. In this challenge in particular, we had to get the whole team across to the other side of the spider's web. We weren't allowed to touch any of the ropes, and the other rule was that we weren't allowed to use the same hole twice. This meant that we often had to help others get through, and even sometimes lift people up above our heads to get them through the higher holes. A big part of the course was to help others to achieve their aims. So, we watched another team carry out a different task and then sat down and gave them feedback. They listened to what we said and then took this into account to improve on their next task. We definitely laughed a lot with this task. The aim of the activity was to all stand on 2 planks holding pieces of rope and walk in time with each other to get across a course without falling off. Anyone who did fall off had to then wear a pair of blacked out goggles, increasing the teamwork needed. The island task made us think as well as work as a team. We had to get the whole team across to the other side using only the planks, but some of them weren't long enough to reach the next crate, so we had to create T-junctions and use counterweights as well. Here we had to get the structure holding the bucket of water around all the posts without knocking the post or spilling the water. It involved a lot of good communication between different team members. We weren't allowed to talk to our team members during this task, so the instructions given by our leader before the task began were vital in completing the activity in the least amount of time possible. On day 3, we began the morning with a climbing activity. In this task, encouragement and team support were really important. I found Jacob's ladder to be very physically challenging as I don't have much upper body strength, but with the help of my teammates I got all the way to the top. Often we stood on each other's knees or hoisted each other up. The zip wire was really fun once I'd taken the initial leap off the platform. The difficulty came with encouraging some of the other team members to take part in this task. Although the climbing was tiring, you can see from the photo that we all had good fun. The afternoon was spent doing the United Nations Challenge. We got split into 4 teams and each team was given a country to represent. We then had to decide what we wanted for our country and nominate a spokesperson to debate in the United Nations. This spokesperson then went into the middle of the debate and we all took part to try and get what we needed. On the 4th day, we went to the lakes where we were allowed to do kayaking and canoeing. I started with kayaking and we did a couple of games in which I didn't fall in, but I got splashed a lot. Some of the games involved standing up in the kayaks and changing with other people in the line, which was quite scary. The canoes were more stable, but then we were challenged to bob along the lake rather than paddle. After a good distance travelled, our canoe capsized and we ended up soaking wet. In the afternoon, we had a class on how to present effectively to groups of people. On day 5, we went into town and collected money for charity. Our team went round with buckets and did a bag pack in one of the local supermarkets. We were also given challenges, such as giving a bunch of flowers to somebody whose birthday it was, but we didn't find anybody with a birthday that day, so we gave them to some nice people that we met. The afternoon was spent preparing and rehearsing for that evening's talent show. Before the talent show, we had a talk from a lady who works at O2. She explained to us how to lead effectively within a large business, which I found really interesting. Then it was time for the talent show. At the start of the week, I hadn't really been looking forward to this, but once we'd got an idea, it definitely became a highlight. We started off by having 2 members of our group play classical music, because we thought that nobody else would be expecting this. Then, 2 of the jokers of the group performed a little jig and involved all the audience. This was followed by a rap, performed to the tune of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It made everybody laugh and we definitely had fun creating it. Our main piece was a song which we all composed about the week we'd spent together. I think this is what helped us to be crowned as the winners of the talent show. On the final morning, the team challenges were made into a competition. For the crate stack, I stood on top with another teammate, Hannah. We managed 15 crates before it toppled over and we fell to the ground. Over lunch, we had to build rockets, which we then set off in a nearby field. When we got back to the centre, we packed our suitcases and had time for a couple of group photos. It was sad, but at the same time, it was nice to rejoin our families. Our parents then drove us to a nearby centre for the final presentation and pig roast. My team was also asked to perform our winning talent show song in front of all the parents and Rotarians. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation and thank you again.